Hello and welcome to this special edition live stream. The OAs or origin addresses billions buy Pulse tokens before the ETH fork. This is a 10-minute Maddie rant. I'm going to tell you how I correctly predicted that the Hex origin address would send billions of dollars worth of crypto to buy/sacrifice Pulse on the last day, today, and what it means for us little fish and maybe even you whales out there. I am a psychology professional, an OG Hexican, and a proud member of the best community in the world. Welcome to the Hex community. Now that I've bought my freedom by becoming rich in Hex and sending a lot of money to my future self through time locking and sacrificing for Pulse, now I get to do whatever I want with my time. Earlier this week in a live stream, I heard Robert Kiyosaki and Jeff Booth, two people who are big in the real estate and Bitcoin markets. They were imagining what people would do with their time if there was so much abundance in the world that people didn't have to spend all their time working. Guess what? I can tell you. What people who get rich in Hex do is they build community and help others. 630 of you viewers out there responded to my YouTube community survey 4 days ago. 30% have become millionaires through Hex. That's 190 millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires. I see Hexicans helping others, tweeting, liking, subscribing, donating, funding medical research at sens.org, building apps that don't take a fee to onboard people to Hex, such as tshare.app and the futuristic wallet go.tshare.app, writing articles, talking to friends and family, and plotting to help others buy their freedom, while central bankers are busy robbing and lying and killing and wasting precious human time and energy. Hex monetizes the time value of money, incentivizes humans to save for their future, thus enabling other healthy behaviors. Hex has helped people not be suicidal anymore. The founder, Richard Hart, has tried to stop cursing, written 2 1,700-page self-help books, and he live streams from his throne on YouTube, giving away knowledge that's worth billions. He created the only true crypto, Hex, the only finished product in crypto. Bitcoin and Ethereum are promise coins that aren't complete, and the devs have to maintain them. Hex is finished. It's the blockchain CD that pays users interest to time lock their Hex and make the token more scarce, which is a price positive pressure. Now today is the last day to buy Pulse before it launches. And that's the infrastructure that Richard had to build due to high fees and corruption within the Ethereum network. Just like in Hex, Pulse speaks truth to power. It's designed to fix Ethereum by forking the system with a full copy of almost 65,000 projects or coins. This will show the world how liquidity pairs really work in a free market. It will be a faster experience, user experience than Ethereum. It will truly be deflationary, not just deflationary and then making a bunch of new coins out of nowhere like Ethereum does. It will be fee burning, and most of all, it will be a proof of stake network, effectively beating Ethereum 2.0 to market with much better tech. How did I predict the origin address from Hex would sacrifice? Welcome to the School of Game Theory, ladies and gentlemen. And like myself, you can let the origin address educate you about how markets work. It's for the reasons I just described that I trust and better understand the origin address, and how it operates in a free market. And the truth is that when a creator of a coin already has billions of dollars of Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Then all of a sudden it makes sense for them to not sell their Hex. They don't have to. They don't have to exit scam. They can take everybody on a magic carpet ride, like in Disney's Aladdin, or like in Hex, where everybody keeps posting on Twitter and on social media about how Hex has changed their lives and made their dreams come true. And I can say that I'm one of the people who can say that as well. I bought my freedom. And what that looks like for me is being able to come on YouTube to do HexTherapy.live on Thursday nights, to do Quant Gang on Tuesday nights with Kareem and Wales Only and all the amazing guests that we have. It has allowed me to talk about sudden wealth syndrome, which is something that I didn't understand as much because my background is spending 11,000 hours working with people who make less than $15,000 a year to help them with their psychological problems. And so Hex and crypto are helping me to understand more about human behavior and about game theory. Now, the game theory behind Pulse, it makes a lot of sense because remember, Hex was designed to create new whales. And one of the ways that you create new whales is by allowing people to buy in and keeping big players out. Now, with Hex, that was possible because a lot of big players thought it was a scam, and they still do. And I think we should let them think that as long as possible. If the Robert Kiyosakis and the Satoshi Nakamotos of the world, if all the billionaires out there, if they don't understand Hex, then they can be one of the people that understands it late, and everybody else can understand it early. The people who are here now are early. I estimate that there's only 60 to 80,000 people in Hex, and there's more than 5 million people in Bitcoin, and there's billions of people in the world. And so there is going to be demand, in my opinion, although this is not financial or therapy advice, there will be demand in the future for people to have a tool through which they can save for their future and improve their mental health. And if there are others in the community that want to help me with the projects that I'm working on, that includes onboarding, creating testimonials, educating others, and also developing tools for mental health to program mental health into money. And what that looks like is just like with Hex, when you time lock your money, that's creating a behavioral incentive. And so if we can allow people through programmable money to program other behaviors other than just saving. So for example, people could quit smoking, lose weight, exercise, be more active, right? By programming their Fitbit or their Apple Watch up with their Hex account and behavior locking instead of just time locking. And so I hope to bring this vision of the future through our community and through all the amazing, brilliant people that we have here. So to stay back on topic about the game theory of things, I think that it made sense for the origin address to stay out until the last day because that allowed any whales to come in and to buy and to not get scared off, right? And the truth is, I don't think this is going to be bad for those whales either. But what it's going to do, just like I think we saw in the on-chain data in Hex, we saw the origin address kind of stalking the whales and keeping them in check, doing stakes that would end right before and right after their stakes would end. And what that does is it creates a financial environment where billionaires and whales and 100 millionaires, where they're able to act in the best interest of everyone. And this, I think, is the biggest psychological and economic breakthrough of Hex, is the fact that it really proves that people aren't good or bad. It's the monetary system that's bad. It's the monetary system that's sick and evil. And so when we fix the money and fix the world, what that really means is creating a monetary environment in which people are incentivized to save for their future and in which whales are incentivized to act right. So the origin address, stepping in at the last minute here, what it's going to mean for you is that it's going to, it's not going to decrease the number of Pulse tokens that you get, but you're going to have a smaller percentage of the total amount. However, that only really matters if the Pulse sacrifice address would be selling, which I think now it's proving it's not going to be selling Pulse or Hex, in my opinion. And so I think this is something that we can all be excited about. And I wanted to keep this content very brief. And so I want to thank everybody here and ask you to tune in for more tomorrow night on Quant Gang. But since today is the last day to sacrifice for the Pulse fork, I would encourage anyone who hasn't gotten involved yet, you can learn more in the links below. I've linked to pulsechain.com, to t.me/pulsechain.com. And these are the official websites, along with richardhart.com, where people can learn more about how to send an ERC20 token to the sacrifice address within the next 7 hours. Well, it's actually 6 hours and 48 minutes. And so what else do we have to look forward to? My final predictions are that I think we're going to test our delayed gratification here, and we're going to see a lot of volatility in the Hex price, perhaps, although many of us were staked in the long term, and so that's not going to affect us very much. But I always am thinking that, dips are in the game. They're a feature, not a bug. And so I usually look forward to dips, because even if I'm not trading them, because that's kind of a losing behavior in the end, because you never know when the next billionaire is going to buy in and pump the price to the moon and leave you behind. But what we're really seeing here is that we're going to have a really nice setup for the snapshot, which could pump the price of Hex even further. And so that's really exciting. I expect, based on Richard's language from his live stream yesterday, I expect that it could be a dragged out process for when the snapshot occurs. We might be looking at multiple weeks here. And that's okay, because what that's going to do is it's going to shake out the weak hands. Again, it's going to create the type of game theory that we need in order to succeed. And as always, it's allowing the origin address, along with the sacrifice address and the largest whales in Hex and Pulse, it's allowing them to act right and to be the change that we want to see in the world and that the world needs. And so with that being said, I want to thank everybody, ask you to like and subscribe. I want to thank everybody for the super chats and for the comments. Go ahead and leave a comment below and share this channel out. This has been a Maddie rant, and can't wait to see you guys next time. Go ahead and stake and sacrifice wisely, my friends.